The first rally, I wore the suit. I got there early enough to be in the front row. And I thought maybe the president will like look at me and point and say like, cool suit or something like that. And he called me up on stage. So when the president of the United States calls you up on stage, what do you do? I mean, you're kind of doxxed at that point.
Today I have a very special guest. I'd like to introduce to you Mr. Bricksuit.
How are you doing? It's great to be back in Phoenix. It's going to be, I think, a fantastic event.
Absolutely. It's a pleasure to have you here. Every single Trump rally I've ever been to, I always see you. I always come up to say hello. And frankly, it's not hard to find you.
I do tend to stick out a little bit. You know, I'd say unless it's got a building with a brick exterior, and then I've got some urban camouflage, I can sort of like, just walk up against the wall and sort of disappear if it weren't for the hat. But otherwise, yeah, I'm fairly noticeable.
Absolutely. So I'd love to give the people at home who might not know, and a lot of them do, what's the lore? Give them the background of the origin story of the brick suit.
All right. So do we want short, medium, or long version? Let's go with the medium.
That's perfect.
Okay, we'll go with the medium version. All right. So 2016 comes around. I'm not even registered to vote. I want President Trump to win, but I'm not a voter. I'm conservative. I'm in California. I'm politically disenfranchised, not a supporter. Didn't even think he was going to be an effective president. Wanted Hillary Clinton to lose, so yes, I supported him, and was ecstatic when he won. But then as 2018 rolls around and they start to take conservative views off of the internet, off of Facebook, YouTube pages being deleted, Twitter accounts being suspended, I began to, at that point it was obvious, like Alex Jones was gone, Stefan Molyneux was gone, Paul Thomas, so many people were deplatformed. And that's when I ordered my first Make America Great Again hat, because I thought if I can't have freedom of speech online, I'm going to have it in the real world. And the reaction I got from wearing my hat in San Diego out in public was so positive that it really just made me do it more and more. Now let's move forward to 2019. My father and I had written a book on railway history, and we had a trip where I was going to fly back to Washington, D.C. Then we were going to drive it to Pennsylvania and do a presentation at a railway history society. Very dry. We're talking about railroads now. We'll get off of that. And I thought, if I'm going to be back there and I have 2 extra free days, I need to do something more than just a hat to trigger the leftists in D.C. And that's when I found the suit. So I ordered the suit. I ordered the suit just to fly into Dulles and to wear it in D.C. and trigger leftists. And the day before I leave San Diego to fly back east, President Trump announces a rally in Montoursville, Pennsylvania. I'm at work. I see the notice. I pull it up on my map on my phone. It's only 120 miles away from where my dad and I were already going to be the last 2 days of my trip. And I said, I know I'm going to that rally. So that was the 3rd rally I'd been to. The first rally, I wore the suit. I got there early enough to be in the front row. And I thought maybe the president will like look at me and point and say like, cool suit or something like that. And he called me up on stage. So when the president of the United States calls you up on stage, what do you do? I mean, you're kind of doxxed at that point. Do you just hang the suit up? Do you put it in like a huge shadow box and say, oh, that one time I wore the suit? No. I thought about it for a little bit and I decided, look, I'm going to lean into it. I'm going to be a meme in real life. I'm going to be for strong borders and support it, via this visual metaphor for a border wall, my brick suit.
Wow. That is fantastic, brother. I love having the full lore behind it now. It has so much meaning. It has so much power to it. And there's nothing I love more than triggering liberals.
Yeah. And the thing about that, too, is like, if you think about what other government in the world does the leader pull up a supporter at random out of an audience? Does it happen in Germany? No. England? No. France? No. It doesn't. Only in America. And only with President Trump. I think it says something very much about his connection and a trust for his supporters that you just don't see with any other politician.
Oh, that's exactly it. I think that strengthening our border, first and foremost, and prioritizing our own citizens in the United States is so crucial when we're having illegals come in who are widely of the criminal class, because you have these South American governments that don't want to pay the tax money to house these mentally insane people, these criminally insane people, and they're just sending them up north for a free $20,000 and an airplane ticket, putting them up in the Ritz-Carlton. This is crazy talk.
Sure, yeah.
You know, so we need to prioritize our people. We gave $700 to the victims of Hurricane Helene.
Correct.
What's going on in this country?
Joe Biden, we know, is the worst president on the border we've had.
That's right.
Okay? Right now, the government is actively, we've got completed sections of border wall that they're auctioning off here in Arizona, starting bid $5 for a completed section. That material could have been used to help finish the wall because it's already assembled, it's already in panels. He's done so much, not just to hamstring efforts for wall construction, but just subsidizing people crossing our border. And then once they are across, funding the non-governmental organizations that then do all the transport. So you don't see it as being a government expenditure, but it is. And in some cases, it's our tax dollars going to the UN, and then the UN funds somebody, and then we're literally underwriting our own invasion. And it's got to stop. And I am encouraged by some of the things that I see from, let's just say, Eric Adams, Mayor, New York, not one of my favorite politicians, but at least now actively saying that it can't go on, that it's unsustainable. So at least we're seeing a change in some of the rhetoric from some of these large liberal sanctuary cities.
Wow, yeah. Articulately put. Thank you. I want to play a game with you if you're up to it. It's called Describe Them in One Word.
Okay.
So I'm going to throw a name out. I'm going to maybe throw out a subject, and you just hit me with one word that comes to mind.
All right, I'll try.
Let's start with Donald Trump.
Legendary.
Yes. Kim Jong-un.
Rocketeer.
Vladimir Putin.
Shrewd.
Andrew Tate.
Controversial.
Kanye West.
I don't really follow Kanye that closely. Provoking.
Elon Musk.
Driven.
Oh, very good. Okay. Jeffrey Epstein.
Dead.
George Soros.
I was going to say almost dead. Okay? And I realized that's two words. So, Spectre.
Oh,
Yeah.
very good. Klaus Schwab.
Demonic.
Okay, here's
I think
one
that's
that
really, I think that, there's a lot going on with Schwab.
Yeah.
But I think that's, I'll settle with demonic.
Okay, I got one that you're going to like a lot. Tom Homan.
Yeah, okay. Now I have too many superlatives because I want to go central casting, but that's more than one word. Immovable.
I love that. Yeah. Mr. Bricksuit, it has been an honor and pleasure to talk with you today. I hope we get to do this again very soon.
All right.
Thank you for coming to AmFest, and we'll see you again next time.
Okay.
Justice Smith with Proverbs Media Group signing out.